Hello everyone, welcome back for another YouTube video. Hopefully you're all having a magnificent Monday. I know I certainly am. We are back. We took about 10 days off from making YouTube videos. And of course, we came back with a bang with our earlier daily cryptocurrency market update video, where we don't just look at the cryptocurrency market, but we look at it relative to the macro environment and other markets and try and work out where we think it's going. So if you've missed that, please do go and check that out. This video is going to be specifically about Cardano. And if you're not a fan, this video probably isn't going to be for you. You guys know that I have been a massive supporter of Cardano, really since it first came on the scene, or I would say not when it first launched in 2017, 2018, and have really stuck with the project and the vision of the project, you know, up until current day. And I still believe that Cardano is going to do very well. For me, cryptocurrencies are very similar to the early stocks that came out of the internet, this technological revolution. Today, we have blockchain and we have these cryptocurrencies, these layer ones, layer zeros that I believe are going to be the big, not stocks, but assets of the future. And I think Cardano is very much going to be a part of that. And today I just want to take a look at a few things. I could have made this video hours and hours long because there's so much happening with Cardano, but I want to focus on a few of the main headlines. I want to look at a number of things. There's a kind of meme mania taking place. You know, is this a good or a bad thing? I've got lots of people in my Patreon group who are actually doing very well off of the likes of Sneck and a number of others. And this has, I think it's very polarizing what's going on right now, because you have a lot of people who are disgruntled with the fact that the market cap of a meme coin that has, as far as I'm aware, no purpose other than to be a meme, has actually eclipsed the majority of other tokens and applications in terms of market cap that we have. But there are some real positives coming out of this. You know, maybe it trivializes certain things, but at the same time, it's actually bringing people to Cardano. Whether they stay or not is still to be seen, but we have seen a huge uptick in wallets and a number of other things. So we're going to be unpacking that. We're going to be talking about Cardano generally, and we're going to be looking at things like total value locked. We'll take a look at the price. I believe that we have entered a bull market for not just the crypto space, but a number of other assets. I think the stock market's going higher. We have macro reasons for this. Again, please go and give my daily cryptocurrency markets a watch, because we cover all of the kind of financial jargon that we don't really like to get into in these coin-specific videos. But what I'll do, guys, is I'll take us over to some of what I want to show you. We're going to be talking about Hydra, Mithril, side chains, because one thing that I think I've always loved about Cardano, and it was very early in regards to side chains and layer twos. It's all Ouroboros was designed, which is the beating heart of Cardano, and then you've got all the organisms, which will be these kind of side chains and layer twos that do, you know, the liver has a different function from the brain, perhaps, or you know, your intestines, or whatever it may be. But Ouroboros was designed to be multi-chain. And that concept has always been something that I've always found a winning one, because what they've done is they've said, look, let's focus on one specific thing. Cardano layer one needs to be secure and trustable. We can tackle all the other blockchain trilemmas without sacrificing that by essentially using Ouroboros to enable other chains like Hydra, maybe it's Milkomida. We interviewed Sebastian, great interview, great guy, very smart. You know, you essentially enable other chains to do multiple things. I mean, we'll talk about that, talk about Charles Hoskinson's vision, something exciting coming in the summer. But before I start the video, guys, if I could just shout out to the channel sponsor, which of course is myself and the All-In pool. This is my official stake pool. We've had it since 2021 when I decided to be a Cardano network operator, a stake pool to help validate and produce blocks for the network. Now, it's been an interesting bear market, that's for sure. We are still here, and we are currently sat at 2.5 million Cardano. We have a very low margin fee compared to other pools out there. And we are at a point now where we are minting blocks consistently and providing rewards to delegators. So please do consider, ladies and gentlemen, staking with the All-In crypto stake pool. All-In is the ticker. We've got lots of exciting things coming. We're going to work on getting Discords and other things like that back up and running so that we can really engage the community and actually look to take active parts in governance and other such things. Let's talk about Cardano and what's going on. So price-wise, it's very lackluster. May is typically, and it's one reason we decided to take a break, a very boring time in the markets. If you look at social media, for example, May is typically a low interaction or a low volume time, and the markets are very similar. Remember, what drives the markets is human beings. So we took advantage of that over the past 10 days, had some time with family, a little bit of time in the sun, but I ultimately believe, and we've been buying Cardano since the start of the year. We flipped bullish after being bearish for the majority of last year on the market again in January. And you can see really what the markets have done since then. So we ultimately think that altcoins are very much lagging Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is an interesting point right now. I do believe that it will roll here. I don't think Bitcoin dominance is going to go too much higher. You've got to think about this market broadly, guys. It's very, very, I mean, we'll get on to meme coins in a second, but you've got to think where it is as a market. Right now, there's not a lot of interest, okay? And that's the perfect time, in my opinion, this is not financial advice, to be accumulating. Because you want to be in when nobody else is bothering, and then you want to be out when everybody's ecstatic. And again, I have a long-term vision for the likes of Cardano. I love Polkadot. I think ALGORAND's a great project. Atom, something we've been really been getting into. I have a number of favorites, and Cardano is definitely one of them. And I think it will do well. This space is not even regulated or has any kind of regulatory clarity as of yet. That is all coming, ladies and gentlemen. And actually, what you'll find with most technological revolutions is that it's once regulations are put in place, they get the green light to really excel and achieve this mass adoption. I think Cardano has done a great job of capturing people into the space. Organically, the fundamentals aren't really there, I must admit. And I do think it's going to continue to do that. It has a fantastic community, and shout out to each and every one of you out there that continue to promote it. We've seen the DeFi value of Cardano really uptick since the start of the year. And actually, of course, because of the Cardano price, it is down somewhat. But if you look at it relative to ADA, we are well and above all-time highs. This was a tweet that I saw earlier from JOTA Pippo. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Not familiar with the individual, but I did see this on Twitter talking about 130% in 5 months. And there's a real disconnect, and I'll show you that with none other than SNEC, the meme coin, with the price and what's going on. And again, talking about the internet and the stocks that came out of it, there's that very famous, and it's a lot of what we spent, when we started this channel up in 2020. We really spent a lot of time looking at this kind of internet and blockchain comparison. And we used to look at Jeff Bezos and some of his comments. And one of his comments that still rings true to me this day is that he noticed that the stock price of Amazon was going down, yet the metrics underneath it in terms of how the company was doing were going up and to the right. You have a similar thing taking place with many of these blockchains, and it's just simply a lack of interest. If you look at high staking blockchains, they've got typically hit harder because you've got that constant sell pressure and rewards being given out, projects being funded, whatever it may be. And the buy pressure just doesn't simply match. But Cardano is definitely going in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. We'll hear from Charles Hoskinson talking about sidechains, which is something I'm very excited about in just a second. I do genuinely think that Cardano has a very bright future. And actually, tremendously so in regards to a lot of what we're seeing coming to the forefront. I don't know why my face was frozen on that other clip there, guys. I do apologize. Let's talk about the MemeCoin Mania and give a little bit of a kind of commentary on it. It's a very polarized community. I've got some people in my group who are doing exceptionally well off of it. Very small amounts of money have turned into quite a bit. And the only advice that I would give people is to just take profits. And make sure that don't be the person holding the bag, because you will get periods where they'll go against you. I was very disgruntled, I think, with Dogecoin in the early days, only for it to go on and be an exceptional performer. And it kind of humbled me because I said, look, what am I trying to do here as an investor and as a trader? It doesn't really matter what I think, but it matters what the market thinks. Now, there are manias with this. I do get people's upset about the fact that, if you look at SNEC at 60 million market cap, it's basically, and it was higher than even MinSwap, which is the top TVL application on Cardano. It was exceptionally high, or is essentially one of the highest market caps, and it kind of trivializes and takes away from some of these projects that have real use cases and so on and so forth. Maybe I don't know enough about SNEC. I do believe it's just a meme coin and don't know what the use case of it is. And I do get why people are disgruntled. However, you have seen massive jumps in active addresses. People are coming to Cardano as a result of this. In regards to some of those projects that are built on top of Cardano, you are seeing their TVL grow, which is good for the projects. It's good for the ecosystem overall. It's bringing people to it. I do understand, though, that it is somewhat gambly-ish. I don't trade meme coins, small meme coins anyway. We will take shots at Doge and that if we see certain setups. From a trading point of view, I don't really invest in meme coins. The reason I don't play in the likes of SNEC and other small coins that are just starting out is because I like to trade the derivatives market, as I'm sure many of you guys know, and ultimately like a bit more liquidity. For the sake of risk management more than anything to get involved with a project. But meme coins are doing exceptionally well. And I do think, even though, yes, you are right, maybe some of the money would be better off going into some of these projects that are doing exceptionally well. However, I do think it's bringing the spotlight onto Cardano. It's increasing the TVL in the DEXs. It's increasing participation in the network. And ultimately, I think that's a good thing. Remember what I think about a blockchain's value. I always get this question. People always say to me, ALLIN, why are blockchains valuable? There's nothing intrinsic. I always get this with the gold bugs and the silver bugs. I do think there's a place for gold and silver, by the way. They say to me, there's nothing intrinsic behind it. Why would you invest in something that there's nothing backing? Well, you've misunderstood the very concept of what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. What makes a blockchain valuable is the people that use it, the network. And Metcalfe's law essentially dictates that as the number of participants that use the blockchain grow, so will its value. There might be some delays and laggard effects, but I do believe that will come to fruition. So it is very interesting. I'm not a hater of this at all. I'm very happy that people are making money out of it, of course. The only thing that I will say is just be careful. Take your profits, you know, and see it for what it is. I don't know enough about it to say has it got a long-term trajectory. You know, there's lots of other meme coins actually coming on the scene now. We've got Bank, and a number of others. I do get why people are upset. However, one thing that I've always been humbled by with the market, it's always humbled me. Whenever I've thought different, I've thought, oh, why would anybody bother with that? Or I don't see the value in that. The markets can often give you the middle finger and say, well, you know, here's what's going on. So it's not about necessarily what I think. It's about what you guys think. Just be careful. And it is boosting the TVL and a number of other things. Have we seen a significant jump in the TVL recently? We have indeed, really, since these meme coins came on the scene. Can I open this up a little bit more? I think I can. Okay, what I can do is this. So it's not been particularly, actually, I don't know. It's been okay, but just see it for what it is. You know, I do think the price of Cardano is at this very interesting point. It's currently trapped under this resistance. I do believe, I thought it was actually going to take it here, but we got this rejection. You had the macro Bitcoin markets lean on it. Remember, it is still tethered there, but it's a matter of time. Mark my words on this, guys, before, and do not take it as financial advice. You know, my money's where my mouth is on this. I'm invested in Cardano. We bought a lot back at the start of the year and have continued to do so. I do think it's a matter of time before you start pushing up at some of these higher levels. And we did look at maybe some sort of a falling wedge that Cardano was forming in the short term. You guys know that I love a nice rounded double bottom, and we're ultimately looking for that upside. To love and leave you guys, let's just play a quick clip of Charles Hoskinson talking about sidechains, which is a vision and something I'm very excited about. You know, we have Hydra, we have a number of other things. It's a bright future that Cardano is moving towards. I would like to play a lot more of an active role in the Cardano community. I always feel like I've been kind of an outsider to it, maybe looked down on by some of the individuals in it. Not that it really matters much to me, but I would like to start getting on board. And what I think I'm going to do with the stake pool is look to set up a Discord or channels where we look at governance and you know, furthering the Cardano cause. But let's play this clip of Charles, and then I'll love and leave you guys.
So there's a lot going on in that dimension. The last thing I'll mention is the sidechain side of things. The sidechain side of the house, we're making very great progress. Midnight is forcing this because it's a sidechain. We have a great partnership with World Mobile, and they're doing a lot of really cool and interesting things. Originally, the intention was to try to be a little bit more of a polyglot for sidechains, meaning that there would be basic primitives that would plug into known frameworks like Cosmos, Parity Substrate, Scorex, Melcometa, and other things that are floating around in the space. But I think what's probably going to end up happening is more of an opinionated approach that has batteries included, and it's a lot easier to do turnkey side chains, and includes a lot of cool technology that we've invented throughout the years. So I won't spoil the announcement on that, but we have a pretty good idea, and sometime this summer we'll have a dedicated sidechains conversation, and it'll be tethered to a lot of discussion about Midnight, but the team is doing an excellent job, and there's a lot of new tech that can be brought to market that would make Cardano, I think, the best platform in the industry for sidechains because it's that perfect connection of a lot of great ideas that we've had. But I don't want to spoil it because there's some cool stuff there.
We'll leave it at that, guys. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. It feels great to be back. On my earlier video, I had a amazing, overwhelming, almost emotional, reading some of your guys' comments that have clearly missed me whilst I've been away for 10 days. You're why I do this. If you guys could leave me a like and a comment, it's always appreciated. And I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks a lot for watching, ladies and gentlemen. See you all in the next one.